Hello, my dear brothers and sisters of this universe. Today we will think about our life, importance of life, purpose of life, value of life, and responsibility of humans. We cannot speak in this short period of time the entire thing. However, we will try to involve ourselves in recollecting, thinking ourselves on the knowledge what we have received until now through our systems, our ancestors, our scholars, our gurus, rishis, and all those who have spent their lifetime. All those people, they have spent the entire lifetime to educate all of our humans to understand life. I don't think we have thoroughly understood what life is. If we could have understood what life is, or what it is told in the Bible or Quran or Bhagavad Gita, now the entire world will be very peaceful. Nobody will be having any sufferings. So we are very much clear to know that the people around the world, even after a lot of improvements in life, in technology, all facilities have come up, we are not in a position to say that we are living happily. It is almost like that happiness comes and goes. It doesn't stay with us. Almost maximum, most of the time, we are aware that only our sadness, worries, pains, almost consistently lives among us. Only happiness comes and goes as if in the morning sunshine. So, what is the reason for our worries, sufferings in this life? Is that our ancestors and scholars, gurus have not brought us or educated us the knowledge of living, the knowledge of life? Yes, they do have done a lot of work. They have sacrificed a lot in educating us, giving lot of information about what is life and how to live. Have we ever understood that? There is a lot of meaning between listening and understanding and accepting and following. See, there is a very good phrase called practice makes perfection. Okay. Now, as a human, we should understand our life is so important, not only for us, the entire universe. We are ignorant about our implications of life, our way of life, our thoughts in life, our actions in life, how it is affecting the whole human community across the universe. Not only now, it will also affect the human generations which are in future to come and live in this space where we are living. So, it is very important that we should understand the value of life. How we have born. Has anybody thought of it? What we are, who we are, and what is our contribution? What is our aim? What is our values? I am a science student. However, up till the age of 30, before I land into the master's session, our Guru Arutande Vedatri Maharishi, I have not come across or any such clarity of preachings or teachings giving an explanation about human life and life energy. The day when I was asked in the session, okay, you are saying that you are alive. You please give me an example. How? Or give me an evidence or explain yourself. How you are alive? How can you prove? Cell phone, for example. Let us take a cell phone. where in which we are switching it on, the power is working, so the lights are glowing and we are able to see the screen and all such things. Okay, so there is an phenomenon or an activity going inside shows that the cell phone is working. So for that there is an evidence. You are charging the battery of that cell phone, so power is in, so the battery has a power and that power helps you to live. That is the evidence that the cell phone is active. How do I will explain myself how I am active? Where is my battery? Who is charging it? What is the secret of my evolution? I was astonished, surprised to understand. I know about cell, I know about nucleus, I know about RNA, DNA, chromosomes, ribosomes, mitochondria, cytosomes, lysosomes, whatnot, red blood cells, white blood cells, skeletal system, muscular system, respiratory system, digestive system, whatnot. But I could not explain or to say that I am alive. So this is the value of creation. It's the value of creation, you know. For example, if I want to take this t-shirt and explain how it is manufactured, there are a lot of thousands of stitches, cuttings, punctures. In order to put a button, it has been put a hole, it has been stitched, cut. Lot of things are happening. You just try to understand our human body. Just human body. Marvelous creature, you know, the God. Or whatever we see, the superpower, the nature. What a super kindness it has on us to create us with all the systems, organs like heart, lungs, kidneys, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, spleen, liver, gallbladder, whatnot, are so beautifully organized, assembled. We cannot do that. Not even a single person. I am telling you, no one in this world can create such kind of creation in this world. So it's such a beautiful creation without any stitches, nut bolts have been created with a small dot of like a size of egg of a mother and a sperm of a father fusing together, grows and creates such a beautiful parts inside, so sophisticatedly performing the entire function of this 5 feet tall and 78-80 kgs of structure. What a marvelous thing. What a marvelous thing. Have you ever thought of it? Have you ever surprised to know what all the things are functioning in us? We are saying we are living, that's all we are living. How you came? What made you? Whose began this creation? Have you ever thought of such things? We should think, as a human, we should think. That is what we are called sixth sense. The evolution process. The evolution process says we are the sixth sense human structure. The most complicated, well-designed, sophisticated a creature which has evolved in the garden of flowers is human. There is nothing more to evolve. Humans are the only creation who can know about their own self, their own purpose, their own values, their own contribution towards themselves and to others and everybody in this total universe, and also for those coming to live in this place in the future also. No other creation in this world will be able to analyze or think. Human are the only species who have the capacity to question and find an answer and also think about who has created us. Do we expect an animal to think, oh, who is this gentleman? His name is Balu Perumal. Oh, he is an engineering graduate, or he is a football player. Will an animal think? No, will not. He sees, and for example, the animal sees you. If you are not disturbing, it will just go as it is on its own way. But as a person, as another individual, he sees you, says, "Hi, baby, how are you? How's your life? What are you doing nowadays? It's a long time since I've met you." Lot of things happening. Is that possible in animals? Okay, we to a certain extent say definitely it is possible in their own language, in their own expressions. However, the sense, the mind in those animals who are our forefathers, we should thank all those animals who have evolved before us and we evolved from them. They have transmitted their genetic character in order in the evolution or transformation process to uplift and create a beautiful organism like us. So we are an elevated, high valued, high potential, highly respectful creature in the world. Let us understand more about our values of life and our importance of life. Going back, let us understand to the present context, there are various theories of life creation on this world. The theory of existence, it says that everything existed as it is. Another theory, Maya theory. Okay, whatever you see is just false. It is not actual. Another theory, what we mostly now understand and follow, Big Bang theory. Okay, so lot of theories of creation of human. Theory of evolution, theory of adaptation, theory of mutation, whatnot. So, okay, what I am going to learn if okay, now we can try to analyze ourselves, the creation of our life. Let us go to the present context of Big Bang theory. Scientists have given an explanation that around 13.8 billion years ago, something started. You can say a concentrated, condensed particle exploded and all these things are created. Talking about 13.8 billion years ago, that is 1380 crores of years before it started. With those scientists' knowledge, see what all the effort the scientists have put to understand the life, what is happening in the space, how we have come up, what is the greatness of life. They have started studying, 1380 crores years before approximately what had started. Mind of humans are putting their efforts to analyze and bring out what exactly is the value of humans. It's not one day or two. Approximately 680 crore years before, almost half of the period, the space contained some form of Milky Way spiral type galaxies, before which they were continuously trying to form stars or nebulas or whatever things were trying to form. They are now sticking to the spiral way galaxies. After the age of 690 crore years, almost 690 crores years passed to have a formation of Milky Way galaxy or TARS-HOT. And 550 crore years before, 550 crores years, approximately what scientists say, the spiral way galaxy is taking him into a form. Okay. Various creatures, various bombardments of asteroids happened, various microorganisms developed, all these things happened. Ultimately around 22 lakh years before, human characters of our structure with our analytical system has developed. How much? 22 lakh years before. See, 1380 crores years before something has happened, and 22 lakh years before a formal normal shape of human was created or come into existence. How many years have passed, Even if you take 20 lakh years, see the tremendous amount of crores and crores of years has taken time for establishment of this creation of humans. Before that, five sense animals, reptiles, birds, insects. Then we got bees, another thing. Then the single sense plants, grass, and before that, Panchabhutas. So, this evolution is a scientific way of expression until now about the human. Our Indian philosophers, saints mostly, all the gurus have established in Vedas and Puranas. Maybe we are talking about 6,000, 7,000 years before, where the Vedas were in place. They have sit and thought the universe. What an imagination they had to analyze the creation of this entire universe. Aruttandai, Vedatri Maharishi have spent his entire time in the analysis of humans. Who is God? What is the value of a person? Why there is a suffering in mankind? He started meditating and then thinking over it, purely with all the good intentions, the entire human values and human purpose should be fulfilled. So we have an history saying that our spirituality starts from 7,000, 8,000, 10,000 years before. In order to this entire time frame we talked about, 22 lakh years. In 22 lakh years before, Homo sapiens have come into form. And the last 6,000 to 8,000 years only, we were able to have some records of ourselves, what we are doing in human life. So in order to understand the importance, the entire timeline of 1,380 crore years, we are not even comparable, isn't it? Our life. So in our life now, we are easily able to travel 1,380 crore years back. That is the power of mind, the power of human values. Such a powerful humans, what exactly we are doing in this life, our humans in the world across. Not everybody. We have more responsibility. We have the entire responsibility. We only have the entire responsibility. No other creation in the world has such a responsibility. To live life happily, peacefully. Then leave the entire universe as it is with all good values, sharing good things in life among ourselves. Live peacefully in harmony with everybody, and then give an opportunity, leave the entire world in such a fashion, with such a greenery, with all the waters flowing, rivers flowing, waterfalls existing, green trees, forests existing, ozone layer as it is created, more than 35% of oxygen level remaining in this planet for the future living things to live and human beings to live. Are we doing that? Are we doing that? No, we are not. If we want to understand the real value of ourselves, we have to understand ourselves first. Let us go into ourselves. What we are. Until I went into the Guruji's session, I was not able to understand I cannot explain that, I cannot prove that I am alive. If I am dead, what goes out? For example, like a theorem corollary, if I am able to say what goes out, then it means that I can prove that this is what makes me to live. Neither of the thing was capable of me for explanation at that particular point of time. So, let us now come back to understand what makes us to live and what is the evidence of living through the basic principles of Aruttandai Vedatri Maharishi and his theories. Before us, who were there? We have come from father, mother. Before father, mother, their parents, grandparent, single man, first person who lived in this world. From there only we could have come, no? Then animals. Okay, like that we are going fifth sense, fourth sense, three sense creatures, two sense creatures, single sense creatures. Then before that, Panjabhutas, what we say: land, water, fire, air, and Akash. Before Akash, God particles. Before God particles, total space. Total space. That is the super space static, super static, super consciousness, universal consciousness. That is all we call the Almighty, the power, the nature, the God. We will explain more about that in future. We are composed of what? Physical body. This is a physical body. There is a life force. Life force, we can say life force, energy. Is there anything in the world other than energy? No. Everything is energy. Without energy, there is nothing in this world. Nothing is moving, nothing is creating, nothing is living. Everything is energy. Okay, now we have energy inside, life force energy inside ourselves. Inside the life force energy, the consciousness, the soul, which is a phenomena, takes the seat of the physical body and gets its aims, its activities fulfilled. Now coming back. So we are made up of cells. As a science person, we know what is a cell. C-E-L-L, cell is a basic fundamental unit of a living organisms. Okay, the cell is made up of what? Cell has a cell membrane. Center we have a nucleolus and inside it nucleus. We have the entire thing is floating in a cytoplasm. Then we have mitochondria, ribosomes, lysosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, whatnot. Okay. On analyzing, we have understood that these are all made up of proteins, phospholipids, enzymes, carbohydrates, fats, whatnot. Okay, going back again. What are those made up of? Ultimately, if you break into the details of this science, we will land up into the basic elements in the periodic table. Correct? Panjabhutas. Okay. It is made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, whatnot. So we are made up of what? We are made up of elements. One among those, few among those 92 elements in the Mendeley's periodic table. Oh, I could be able to remember this Mendeley's periodic table, you know. If you analyze the Mendelic periodic table, there is a very specific sequence of order of creation of all these elements also. This order of creation of these elements gives a basic understanding that a super thing is happening in a super conscious manner. It does not happen haphazardly. It is not like that it has been occurred. Somebody can say that it exists or it has happened, somebody made it. How can somebody make it? Without that consciousness, with super consciousness, super power, super idea, knowledge, it cannot happen. So the super conscious, we can understand, first element we can say, as per our Aruthandya Vedatri Maharishi's principles, the super conscious universal soul was a super static. When the super static got initiated by itself through self-surrounding compressive surrounding pressure force. It is called self-compressive surrounding pressure force. It got crushed itself to form a dust particle. That dust particle, the super conscious static state, compressed itself, its own body, to crack or make a dust come out of itself. And that particles, because of the compressive force, started spiraling, whirling. So everything in this world rotates. The super state, the super consciousness, has self-compressive surrounding pressure force. It has its own inertia, energy of compressive force, super force. This energy started this particle called God particles. Lakhs of God particles because of was created in the space, static space. Because of surrounding pressure force, started whirling. Due course of time, it started coming close together, and while rotating or whirling and coming into the space contact, undergoes a friction. And these dust particles undergoes a friction while erasing or colliding with the space itself, dark matter, the superconscious soul, static, which has a compressive force and this revolving matter, when it goes into a friction, it gives a friction energy and a wave is formed. That wave is called a magnetic wave. Since it is happening in the space, it is called universal magnetism. This magnetism exists everywhere. This is the basic of life. Without understanding magnetism, nothing can be understood about life. So this magnetism, later on, this universal dust particles, lakhs and lakhs of particles come together because of time. It slows down the speed. Due to friction, it slows down, comes close together and rotates in a combination without attachment, maintaining a distance among themselves. As a whole started revolving into lakhs of dust particles together, which is called atom, or in our philosophy it's called Anu. It contains lakhs of dust particles as a combination. So that atom or Anu is a basic fundamental life force. Then a combination of another one more such atom together, rotating with keeping one, the slowest one in center and revolving with the other, air formed, second molecule. Then formed fire, Panchabhutas. Then formed the fire and air, when come together, occupies the vacuum spaces in between, the space available in between these molecules, landed into a molecule called water, H2O. Fourth, then the water molecules get condensed and more of a molecule joined together and becomes heavy, solid particle called land. So these 5 are the basic Panchabhutas as per our philosophy, which is called Akash or wind, then air or Katru, then we call Nerpu Katru or fire, we'll call water or Neer, the land are called Nilam. These are the 5 basic Panchabhutas. So these are the elements of 92. Carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, everything is combined and we are formed. So we are the creation from there. In these 5 Panchabhutas, in a particular proportion, the first particle which we have say as atom or Anu start rotating itself inside. Through this particular proportion and time, the superconscious evolution has come into a life. The first life which has existed due to this formation is called amoeba in water, or fungus in water, or grass in lands. Then evolution started. The super consciousness has its own intention, its motive to create itself, to know how he is. The super consciousness, universal soul, has all its power. It started to think over it, to understand, who am I? I should know about myself. For that, it should have something into its vision to come into the picture, to know what it is. So this transformation started. Later on, one sense, this Panchabhutas, when it formed, the Anu, the magnetism which has been happening inside that one Anu has a capacity to have a sense of touch. Then the second, air, you can say the next sense of life. Similarly, up to the fifth Panchabhutas, each sense developed. And these sense in the life created the sense of touch, the sense of taste, the sense of smell, the sense of light, the sense of sound in human beings. Started evolution was progressively happening in this fashion, and all organisms were able to get all the five senses up to animals. And the sixth sense, what we have is man, human, we were able to think. Who am I? How did we come? What is my purpose? What is the values of my existence in this universe? And what is my responsibilities? So this is how our values, you should understand how we have all generated, how we have transformed, how the super consciousness have transformed. In our physical body, when I said earlier, our physical body is constructed of cells. Cells are constructed of carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, whatever it is. We are made up of what? The elements. Hence, the first Panchabhuta, life force, rotates inside the body independently, generating a magnetic force. That force is called life. What an explanation! What a beautiful explanation. And that life force is called the mind or soul, because it is the vehicle of the phenomena of superconscious soul. So it knows everything. It has every knowledge in it, all power in it. All that in the existing in the world is available in that soul, in that anu, atom. So the soul, when it is seated inside, the life force when it is seated inside, it gets its activities accomplished through this body. When it started accomplishing it through the stages, it could not achieve its purpose. As a single-celled animal or plant or a grass, it could not achieve it. It evolved itself. It transformed itself to the next stage. Because the one which is having only with the sense of feel, touch, was suffering. That soul was suffering. Then it says that I could not move from one place to another. I'm still in the same place. I have to suffer the heat, storm, monsoon, everything. I'm not able to move out from the same place when I want to move, live on my own. So its own knowledge, the soul, transform itself, and in the form of a seed, through the seed, insects start coming out. When the insect want to have his food, it started biting the grass. When it started biting the grass, the taste has come into existence in its mouth. In similar fashions, the next is smell, next is eyes, and next is sound. To hear the sound, the ears, all these organs developed. The organ which developed the taste through the mouth happened lakhs of years after the single-celled animal which is having only the sense of touch was living. It was surviving. It was having its own ideas. The knowledge was suffering to gain improvement. In search of food, in movement of places from one place to another, it started moving, and the insect got the taste, the sense of taste. The next, the sense of smell. The insects was suffering, was not able to know where they are going. They started identifying what is nearby, where they are going. They are analyzing the environment, they are analyzing the situations, they are analyzing the enemies or new organisms. So they used their sense of smell, an organ which can give its ability to smell, developed in the insects. Similarly, they were suffering. When they are moving here and there, they are not able to know where they are going. They got hit in something else, or they came into the prey of something else. They were not able to know where they are going. Their intentions, the inner knowledge, the soul, which has every knowledge, has got initiated and it's getting development in every moment. The knowledge improves every moment. The knowledge improves every moment, and after lakhs of years, a projection, an organ in those animals itself, next generation got eyes evolved so that they are able to visualize what is in front of them. A magnificent thing happening. It's not a small joke, When we just now read it about how the eyes are functioning, it is very simple. But it is not so simple in the evolution history or the transformation history of human life. That is the value of our life. A small 2 balls of lens kept in these eyes is able to visualize the entire space above in the night, the moon, the distant stars, whatnot. You are able to enjoy so much. What a beautiful creation we are. What lucky we are. The animals also are able to see, but they will be able to really enjoy the beauty or beautiful nature of the stars and moons. Really, will they be able to do it? No. They see something is there, that's it, finished. Sun is coming, okay, light has come, finished, nothing. They don't bother much. Only humans analyze, understand, think, improve. So this is happening in the life of a person, human life. So in this way, these 5 senses have evolved, and above these 5 senses called mind. Why we are talking so much? Because we are talking things which has evolved in such a long period where nobody created. It is a transformation of its own universal soul, the dark matter, the space, the static energy, converted himself to transform and identify, to see itself, to know who am I. The same thing which is also finally achieved in humans, to understand who am I, so there is no generation of new species have evolved in this transformation stage. It has come to an end now. So humans are in the final stage where they are in a position to equally come to the knowledge level of the super soul, universal soul, which initiated its action to understand its own knowledge, its own power, its own efficiencies, its own wisdom, its own time, infinite time of which it is living and is going to live. So all these aspects, when the humans are in a position to visualize, understand and live, that is why our lives are so much important. You can see a lion in the forest, so powerful, nobody can stand it before, isn't it? But the same lion is tamed by people or loved by people as a pet or friend in the residences. They are living along with the animals, the animal lovers. What a beautiful thing, what a beautiful thing. That is what the nature wants. Everybody should live in harmony with each other. So the lion in the circus are tamed by people. When the person says to jump, it jumps, it sits. See the transformation. If a lion roars and gives a slap to the person, will the person will be able to survive? No. The huge elephant, what not? See the imagination, the trust of those animals on humans, and the humans' way of love and affection shown on the animals are able to make them live in harmony, peaceful. What ultimately the person in the circus does? He wants to live, he wants money, he wants food, he wants to survive. He has an art. God has given him an art, talent, knowledge, how to behave, how to live with animals, how to speak with animals. Even though we have a language, they don't have a language. They might be having a language of their own in their species. But this is an interspecies language. There are talents given by God. It is not created. It is available. Only to a certain people it is possible. It's not for everybody. If I go and talk to a lion, say, "Hi, lion, how are you? I will be no more. It will take me away and eat me." There are few people who have been trained. By seeing their face, the lion also will say, "Hi, my friend." That is the beauty of human life. So until now, we have been talking about humans, how we have evolved, the time it took for an human to come into a proper shape, our ancestors, scholars, rishis, gurus who have taught us all good way of life to us to live, and they spend their own life to explain to us this is the way of life. But we could not understand that, or we could not properly implement it. Many of us, including me, we are trying to implement those values in life. And when every one of us in this world, if we are able to implement that beautiful way of life, then this entire universe will be a heaven. People all will be happy. They will achieve what they have come for. They have come to only show love and affection, live in harmony, live in peace with everybody. Everybody and everything. We can say everything and everybody. We have not been taught the way of life. No, till now we have understood the importance, the creation in the manner in which we have been created to this stage, and there is no further transformation of new species because the total super consciousness, knowledge, power and everything as a fraction has been as a fraction is totally available in the human nature, human body, human structure. So there is no further evolution, further transformation. So you can understand the value of humans, isn't it? Okay. Having known about the value, the time it took for us to evolve, see the importance. A small dot of egg and sperm has brought us. So we have to get surprised about it. Every time you have to really enjoy it. Thank it. Thank God, thank parents, thank friends, thanks relatives, thanks the nature, thank everybody for the life we have in this world. Friends, teachers, gurus, everybody. We have to thank everybody for every moment it's given for us in this world to live. Such a valuable life we have. We have been taught us the values of life, how to live. Are we in a position to follow those things in our life? What makes us not to follow or not to be consistent in following good things in life? What makes human to behave like an animal? We are eating, sleeping, fighting, stealing. All these things are mostly happening in our lifestyles. In every newspaper, if you see, all over the world you see. This is what is happening. What else is happening? Can anyone say that in a newspaper, if they can see that there is no wrong thing has been reported in newspaper? The values of people will be so beautiful, right? So beautiful human beings. We have to live a life, teach a life, show us a life by way of practice, which makes a perfection, and all the human values are restored to as expected by the Creator Himself. That is why the holy books of Bible, Quran, Gita, Veda, Upanishads, all these things have been given to us. So many scholars, so many writers have got us lot of information for us to live in harmony and peace. They have improved our knowledge to that an extent. We are now living in a materialistic world. We forgot what our life or what our value are. So kindly, my dear brothers and sisters of the world, let us all unite with a common knowledge, common thoughts that we are all humans. We have much more things to do in life rather than just living, eating, reproducing, sleeping and dying. We have much more. So in future sessions, we will try to understand the basic reasons why we are not able to live the life of such super souls, super God, the nature in harmony, what stops us in consistently following those good things in life. வாழ்க வளமுடன். We will meet again. If you like this video, kindly give a thumbs up and share with your friends and relatives. And please do not forget to subscribe and press the bell button. If you have any comments, share with us in the comment section below. Thank you.